Hi everybody. One of the things that I have a problem with is all of the information that's out there. There's so much information. There's information on health, there's information on nutrition, there's information on fitness, there's information on business. We are drowning in information every single day. I don't know about you, but sometimes I start to feel a little bit overwhelmed. And I bet it's the same thing for you, especially if you've been trying to get healthy. I mean, which person do you listen to? I mean, this person says milk is bad, and then this person says milk proteins are good, and then this person says calcium is bad, and then this person says calcium is good. This person says you should be eating a lot of protein, and this person says don't take too much protein. This person says you should be drinking a lot of water, and this person says don't. So what do we do when we're drowning with information about so many things? The key is being overwhelmed. Having that too much information leads us to inaction because we can't make up our minds what's good information and what's not. And when we don't act, when we don't do something on a regular basis, what ends up happening is we start losing motivation. It becomes harder and harder for us to do anything because we don't know what the right thing is to do. So a couple of things that we can start doing is we have to be very selective. You can't just go down the rabbit hole with looking things up on the internet. You have to be very focused and have very clear questions before you get on the internet and start looking for answers or watching video after video. Because what ends up happening is we end up hearing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different opinions on the same thing, and it begins to get confusing. All right? So have a specific question before you start watching something or before you start looking for answers on something, because then you'll answer that specific question rather than starting to watch or listen to a bunch of other opinions instead of getting the answer that you specifically need. All right? So be selective in what you watch, what you listen to, and how you approach this. Try to find 1 or 2 experts that you're going to listen to, people whose philosophy, whose research are reliable, and then follow those people rather than trying to find 20 or 30 people to follow, because everybody's going to have their opinion. I mean, it's funny because we talk about, even in medicine, if you get together 3 doctors, you're going to get 6 opinions, okay? So we want to make sure that you just pick 1 or 2 people who are reliable sources, that you can count on the information, the research that they've done to be supportive, and to realize that everybody's human and everybody's going to make mistakes and everybody's going to have opinions and ideas. But find somebody that's reliable and only ask the questions that pertain to you. All right? So if inaction leads us to negative emotions and lack of motivation, guess what? Taking action actually leads to positive emotions and being more motivated. The more you do, the more you want to do, the more excited you become about doing more, okay? Especially when that action leads to even small amounts of success. But you got to recognize the success. You can't just ignore it, all right? So information, limit the amount of information, keep it to just the things that are pertinent to you, and then turn that information into action, because it doesn't matter how much information you have, it only matters what information you apply, all right? So you can only do one new thing at a time. So when you're trying to figure out, what do I do with my health? How do I apply this information to my life? Pick one thing. Do it really well. Build that habit over the next 28 days, and then move on to the next habit to start building to concrete that first habit. All right? You probably heard my other video, or you may not have watched my other video, but go watch that video on building habits and some of the tips there. All right? So this is all about the process. A lot of people focus on the destination. I'm going to get healthier, I'm going to lose weight. And it's not about that. If you ask any of the health gurus, any of the fitness gurus, if you talk about business leaders, if you talk to people who are success coaches, the process is more important than the destination. Because if you don't focus on how are you getting there, what are you doing, how are you building good habits over a regular basis, if you get to what you think is a destination and you stop, you're going to end up right back where you got to before. So it's the process of building good habits. It's the process of working towards a goal, but then you continue that process even after that to the next goal. All right. So it's constantly making yourself better and better and making things easier and easier as time goes on, all right? So it's not just making things harder and harder and adding more and more. It's also about being more efficient and making life easier and easier and having more time to do the things you want rather than the things you have to do, okay? So focus on the process, limit all the excess information to just the information that you need, and get a team of people that you can rely on that have reliable information and reliable research that you can count on. Hope that helped, and we'll see you at the next video. Please like and share this one, and check out silenceyourfatgene.com for more tips like this.